Yo, everyone stand up. We need some energy in this room right now, okay? So, on 5, I want all of you to go ahead and scream the loudest you possibly can, okay? No, hey, on 5. I know some of you guys can't count. It's all good. We'll get you there, okay? All right, hey, one second, okay? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go! Woo. All right, all you guys sit down. Cool. We needed some energy in this room. It was looking kind of dead. Okay? So, first, Amir, thank you so much for the introduction. I really appreciate it. It has been a pleasure working with you, sir. Guys, I am so excited to give this talk to you guys today because what the opportunity has done for me and what it can do for you. First, I want to talk about why the branch manager opportunity and what it has done for me, okay? I remember 2 short years ago when I was sitting in all of your chairs, okay? Not at once, all right? I remember it was my first 10 days on the job. Go ahead and make some noise in here if it's your first 10 days on the job right now. Oh yeah, okay, we got a couple people in here, all right? Look, you guys are blessed that your managers got you here today. You guys are, okay? I remember when I sat through 2 out of the 3 days that we used to have training in Josh Lonicker's training seminar in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Make some noise if you're from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
That's what I like to hear.
Awesome. Guys, a lot of you in this room, hey, let's come back together. A lot of you guys in this room probably had a bigger fat start than me. All right, I sold $3,000. $3,000, my first 10 days on the job. I remember sitting in your chairs 2 years ago, blown away from some of the people and words that I had heard that day. Okay? Blown away. And I remember sitting in your chairs. I remember thinking to myself that I hope I get there one day. I hope. Okay? Let me tell you about something right now. Hope is not why I'm standing up here today. Not at all. I wanted to be a leader. I wanted to influence. I wanted to do something great. And I knew for a fact that I wanted to impact others for good. But how, right? It's my first week on the job, like a lot of you guys in here. Okay. I had no clue where I wanted to go. I had no clue who I wanted to become, how I would do all the things that I wanted to do. No clue. I remember seeing the people speaking on stage thinking I was so far away from where they were and where I wanted to be. But how, right? Story time. I found out in Olean, New York, November of 2017. I heard a speaker talk about not selling yourself short. Okay? Not selling yourself short in life. And here's why. Each and every one of you have one life on this earth. And it is your obligation to live your life to the fullest potential that you have, okay? Later that evening, in Olean, New York, I heard from the owner of this $250 million company, okay? Mr. Jim Stitt. All right? I knew I had to challenge myself. I heard from him about the opportunity here and what it does for our people. And I knew I had to be a branch manager with Cutco. I knew I had to challenge myself. And I learned that the only difference between me and the people who were talking on that stage was hard work. That's what I figured out. So I got to work, all right? I told people after that day, probably like $10,000 in sales, that I was gonna be a branch manager with Cutco the very next summer after just being a sales representative the previous summer. No one believed me at all. In fact, there was a lot of people that told me that there was no way, okay? Except maybe one kid. Maybe me, and maybe the kid that recommended me to this job. He's not in the room right now, but Noah Copeland, he changed my life. He changed my life, all right? Guys, I got to work. He reaffirmed and let me know that I could do this, right? I got to work. I stepped up. I sold $10,000 worth of Cutco in 2 straight pushes. Went to Punta Cana. Missed out on Jamaica a little bit, but went to Cancun, okay? And I got to work. All right? From there, I went to Boone, North Carolina. Boone, North Carolina. Raise your hand if anybody in here from Boone, North Carolina? Anybody? Anybody at all? Got a couple kids from Wilkesboro over there that are my assistant managers. I met a couple kids that summer, right? I met Houston Handy and Ethan Falk. Two kids that just stuck out to me my first branch summer. 1 year later, they're assistant managers trained to run their own branch office next summer. And they'll be in the branch class of 2020. Who's going to join them? I had a team last year. Now we're building a squad, okay? I had a team last year. Now we're building a squad. Being a branch manager with Cutco, guys, I found my playground. It gives me the ability to own my own business, interview, train, develop, and not only expand my capacity in my work life and personal life, but pave a way for others who need this opportunity as much as I did. It has taught me that adversity in life does not stop. But it's also taught me that if you want it bad enough, you can go out and get it. I have failed 1,000 times over again. That's why I'm up here. That's why I'm up here today, okay? Failure is going to happen. Failure is going to happen. How many times are you willing to fail to get to where you want to be? How many times? Ask yourself that. I'm willing to fail as many times as it takes. And that's why I'm up here today. How many times are you willing to fail to be successful? I'm not here because of hope, okay, guys? I hope to be a leader. I hope to influence. I hope to have people look up to me. I hope to do something great. But I knew I wanted to impact others for good. Today, I'm going to tell you again, I'm not up here because of hope. I'm here because I worked my ass off to get here, okay? That's why I'm here. Being a branch manager with Cutco has been the hardest and most rewarding thing I've ever done in my entire life. So I signed up to do it all over again. That's why I'm here today. My assistant manager, Houston, asked me what the hardest thing I've ever done is a couple weeks ago. I told him what I'm doing right now is the hardest thing I've ever done. But this is the single best thing I could ever be doing at my age to impact my life, others, and my future. A few months ago, I was sharpening a customer's knives and selling her more Cutco, and she stopped me about an hour and 15 minutes in. An hour and 15 minutes in, she stopped me and she pauses. She told me she wanted to buy everything in the book. What was my reaction?
She really did that?
She did. She did. All right, my reaction, all right, you could probably assume. All right, she said she wanted to buy every single thing in the book. And she paused, and then she offered me a career position with her $60 million company as a sales manager for 80 grand starting out a year. On the spot. You know what's crazy, guys? My friends who made fun of me for this job, they still work at McDonald's, and the story that comes from them, the closest that it comes to, is like a $2 raise at McDonald's. All right, I'm not hearing stories like that from anywhere else. This opportunity, this branch opportunity here, this is irreplaceable. If you want to do something great in this world, if you want to impact people, if you want to be your own boss, do it. The only thing holding all of you back is yourself. All right, not anybody else. Being a branch manager with Cutco, guys, can give you the tools to grow personally, professionally, and financially. Probably more in 4 months owning an office than probably almost all of you in this room have had in your entire life. So, with that being said, who's going to join my assistant managers in the branch class of 2020? Thank you, guys. I'll see you at the top for SC2, okay?
All right, guys.